The modern egg farm is an enormous number of chickens and a handful of people, a couple. And their main job is to take dead chickens out. And like you say, to make sure the whole thing's varied, to make sure that the machines don't break. But as long as they're working fine, they have very little role. And I'm pretty confident they don't make a lot of money. The money mainly goes to the people who bought the machines, installed them, the people who made the machines and created them. However, the net result is an enormous drop in the price of eggs. And that means that the workers who work elsewhere have a much higher standard of living, including the ones who work in that plant. And that's happening all over the economy. And so what's happening is, here's the irony, as the innovation is stripping out labor from many different manufacturing processes, that's creating opportunities for new employers to find things that those low-skill workers could do, and they have. Historically, there isn't mass unemployment in the face of innovation. And the whole 20th century in the United States is that story to me. Maybe I'm missing something. It's the application of technology and automation to things that used to be done mainly by hand, so that the hands aren't necessary. And those hands go elsewhere, and they work in other parts of the economy, and they're able to enjoy a decent or even much higher standard of living, because many of the things they buy are now less expensive because of that technology. And they don't want to share those gains, the owners of the egg farming factory, but they're forced to because there's too many people making eggs.
Russ, you gave an excellent account of 50% of the story, but you've left out 50%. That's what I would argue. And this is, a central part of my theoretical work. And I have, with Pasquale Restrepo and also with Pasquale, we have also provided quite a lot of empirical evidence to bolster this empirical case, and other people have done as well. So you are absolutely right. If you introduce automation technologies, you reduce costs, prices will decline. And that may, under some conditions, if it's sufficiently productive, also increase real wages. And it works exactly like you described, which is that, eggs become cheaper, cars become cheaper, coats become cheaper, new widgets are introduced and so on. But if that's all that's going on, automation and all that's going on, labor share would decline steadily, both at the industry level and at the economy level. But that's not what we see in the data for much of the 20th century. And the reason why labor share declines is exactly what you nailed, which is, the employers, the machines are the ones that are doing the egg production and the car production and the cloth production. So this is what Keynes also didn't get. That's why he was worried about technological unemployment. And what your story and Keynes' story miss is that at the same time, again, because we can apply scientific knowledge very broadly to very different things, we also create a lot of new tasks. Some of these new tasks are for capital. Some of them are for skilled labor. Some of them are centrally for unskilled labor. And what we document, and wonderful work by David Otter, Caroline Chin, Anna Salmons, and Brian Stigmuller documents even much better with much better data in a recent paper, is that throughout the post-war period, and in fact, actually in the pre-war period as well, pre-World War II, concurrently with the mechanization of agriculture, there were a lot of new tasks for labor, especially unskilled labor, introduced in manufacturing and in other sectors of the economy. And it is these new tasks that are so important that wages increase and employment is reinstated and the labor share remains constant. And that's actually also very important for...
Where do those new tasks come from? They're not springing up they're not in the rain. They're not exogenous. They're endogenous.
Of course.
They're part of the system.